The power of getting to the real work, the real reason people do what they do, even just a little bit of it, the results people get are truly amazing. So today I thought that I would just kind of give you a case study. So I had a client named Jennifer. That's not her real name. She came to me to learn flat fees. And there's nothing about flat fees that doesn't involve personal development generally. And because the fundamentals of flat fees are actually pretty simple and easy, it's the reason we can't do them that gets into what I do now. So she learned the fundamentals of flat fees pretty easily. But she was talking about her personal life. And it was kind of shocking, actually. This was a woman in her mid-50s, had her act together, had a specialized practice, doing really in high-level work, like work that you have to have your act together to do. I mean, not that you don't in other areas, but this one in particularly. But her personal life, what she was describing was, yikes. She was in a relationship with a married man. She had not known he was married until the end. But she was still kind of hanging out with him. She was caring for him. She was financing some stuff for him and physically taking care of him. He was ill. Stuff that I'm sure any of her girlfriends are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And the more that she was describing this, the unhealthier it looked. And the more she described, we got to know each other, and I got to know her. This, of course, was not new. The fact that he was married was new. But this pattern of being in unhealthy relationships was not new to her at all. She had a very, very long history of one relationship after another. Just boom, 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 boom. Almost like, it felt like teenage boy crazy almost. And at the time, she couldn't see the cost of this. She couldn't see why she was doing it. She couldn't see the problem with it. She couldn't see what it was actually costing her life. Not only, financially and time-wise, but self-esteem wise, energy wise. She was putting all of this energy into men that were just never going to be able to give her what she desperately wanted, which was a partner, which was to be loved, which was to be valued, to feel valued. And she kept choosing men that just were not ever going to do that, ever. And so then it was just this series of just, oh my gosh, one after the other. And pretty quickly, when we started focusing on her value, what was her value as an attorney? What were her clients getting out of her work? How to price that? It started seeping in. It started seeping in that maybe she had a little bit of value. We just started with a little bit. But that started, of course, it's like water. It goes, or air, it goes everywhere. So that started seeping into her personal life, that maybe she had a little bit of more value than she was giving herself credit for. She got rid of that relationship pretty quickly. But she was still like, on to the next, on to the next. But she calmed down a little bit. You could just see it calming down. And then the more we worked, and we're not working on her personal life. We're not actively working on her personal life. We're working on her core, her being kind to herself, her valuing herself, her putting a price on her work that shows that value. We're changing her from the inside out. And she was open. This work is only as good as someone is open to it. And she was open to it. She was hungry for it. And she decided to just take a break from dating altogether. Before that, she had, still gone on some dates. But she quickly realized, like, she was more, she at first said, it was something to do. Okay. She quickly realized, yeah, she wanted to spend that time on herself, not on somebody else that wasn't going to, like, be up to her new standards. Her standards started to rise for what was acceptable in her life and what wasn't acceptable in her life. And it was beautiful to see. It was absolutely beautiful to see. And then when she decided to, you know what, I'm taking a break from dating for like a year or two. I tell you, I was just like, woohoo! Yes, yes. Not because dating is bad or anything like that, but because she would benefit so much from all of that extended time and energy and focus on those people out there. She could focus on herself, on giving what she had been giving to those other people to herself. To find all of the juice that she had been looking at for other people to give her, the sense of value, her self-esteem, love, she could give herself. And it was absolutely a beautiful thing to behold in her, where she started to be kinder to herself. She started having more reasonable expectations of herself. She started following through on some of the practice management things that before she almost couldn't follow through on. She calmed down. She had been a lot of my clients, a lot of attorneys have severe ADHD like I do. She started calming down, and the thousands of rabbits that she had been chasing started to diminish in number. She started really focusing on what she actually truly wanted, what was in alignment with her true self. Not with, oh, this new idea and this new idea and this new idea and this new idea. I could do this and I could do this and I could do this. And her energy started to change. She wasn't looking for validation from the outside anymore, especially from men. And we did some deep dives, not certainly as deep as I do now, but we did some deep dives. She had had an intellectual understanding that her dad might not have been such a great dad. But when we went in and did just even a little bit of cleanup, she was able to heal some of that. To go in and feel it again and clean up that little girl who was just absolutely desperate for her dad's love and attention. Who was absolutely desperate for her father's love and attention. And who her entire adult life had been searching for that in men. And she was never going to find it, especially when she kept picking her father. Because it was familiar, and this is subconscious. She didn't wake up one morning and say, I think I'm going to go try and choose men who are really horrible for me. That's not how it works. And even just having an intellectual understanding of it doesn't help stop the behavior. Going in and feeling it again as an adult and healing that little bit of her childhood, that's what did it. That's what did it. And she took that break and she started to love herself, really love herself. And you could just see it. You could see it in her demeanor. You could see it in how she showed up for calls. You could see it in her office. Like, she cleaned up her office. She'd had kind of a messy office, and she was showing that on Zoom calls. She cleaned it up. She started having pride in herself. She started having self-esteem. She says, when we started working together, I had like negative self-esteem. I had not only no self-esteem, it was in the negative. She started having self-esteem. She started getting rid of hanger-on or friends who were not helping her life, who were not good for her, who were takers, who made her feel bad. She started getting rid of those people in her life. She started marketing her practice consistently and well because she started valuing herself. And what happens when you do that? Oh yeah, the money starts rolling in. The change in her and we did not do that much deep work at all. We did a little bit, and I mean, nothing like I do now. And she came to one retreat. That's how much this work moves the dial. And here's the thing. If she wants to have a romantic relationship in the future, it's going to be her choice. She's not going to feel compelled to do it anymore because she's not seeking that outside validation anymore from this random third party. She already has it in herself. So if she wants that in the future instead of need it, the caliber of man that she is going to attract is light years ahead of what she used to find acceptable because she values herself now. She feels worthy of being in an adult, reciprocal, healthy relationship now. And she did not feel worthy before. She absolutely did not feel worthy before. And she does now. Any future relationship she has is going to just, like, you can't even compare it to what she used to have. It's going to be healthy. Sure, have its issues, whatever, but it's going to be healthy because she's healthy now. Or a heck of a lot healthier. We attract what we are. And let's say she somehow attracted, which doesn't really happen, but somehow a narcissist came into her viewpoint, or somebody who was, she's not going to be attracted to them. It's going to be like, no, thank you. No, thank you. It's a completely different world she's living in. I remember when I first left my ex-husband, his counselor said something to me the first phone call I had with him. And I wasn't happy about it when he said it, which is generally a sign that it's pretty good advice. He said, healthy isn't attracted to unhealthy. I'm going to say that again because it's really important. Healthy isn't attracted to unhealthy. Crap. Because we were there to fix him. I was the good one. I was the savior. I was the one who held it together. I was the one who, kept the trains running on time, nice to everybody. He was the problem. Yeah, I was just as screwed up as he was. In different ways, but absolutely just as screwed up. Healthy is not attracted to unhealthy. So when Jennifer starts getting healthy, the bar for what is acceptable just starts rising for everything in her life. For everything in her life. And here's the thing, she was always worthy of it. She was always deserving of having love and respect and a healthy relationship. She just didn't feel it. She didn't know it. She didn't believe it. She didn't feel it. All she'd ever known was chasing. So it took a while, and, people still have their issues. But it is truly remarkable what happens when you do even just a little bit of this work, get to the real issue, not the surface issue, the real issue of, why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep attracting who I attract into my life? Not just relationships, not just men if you're female or whatever, but why do I keep attracting people into my life that maybe aren't such great ideas? Well, I can tell you the answer is not up here. It's not what you're thinking. And it's not because you're not worthy. It's because you don't feel like you're worthy. And there's some cleanup to do. Cleanup on aisle 1. There's some cleanup to do internally, deep internally. There's nothing to be scared of. I know people are scared of it. Because, oh my God, I'm going to, relive shit, or God only knows what's going to come up, or, I think I'm screwed up, but holy cow, if I open that door, oh my God, then we'll really know how screwed up I am, or whatever. None of that is true. None of that is true. That's not how it works. That I can assure you of. You're not as screwed up as you think you are. It's like taking a sliver out. Except this is really, really hurting your life, whatever it is. Okay, it's going to hurt for just a tiny second, maybe. And then it's gone, and then you immediately feel relief. You immediately feel relief because A, the thing's gone, and you start to heal. And you're like, imagine, walking around with a sliver for 20 years, 40 years, 55 years, whatever. And every time you hit it, you're like, oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. But you're used to it. This work is just going in and taking out the sliver. And they're like, oh, I can't believe I walked around with that thing for all those years. Yeah. Life on the other side's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So that is just one story of Jennifer. And her future looks pretty darn bright. The smile on her face now, the glow on her face, and that's the only way I can describe it, is just, I love my job. I love my job. I love my job. It's freaking amazing. All I can tell you is, if you saw, I swear, at some point, I know I'm rambling, sorry. At some point, I'm going to take before and after pictures of people's face. And that's going to be all my marketing. Here's the before picture. Here's the after picture of their face. Voila. But I haven't done that yet. If you saw the difference in how she shows up in her face, it's truly amazing. You'd have tears in your eyes. So something to think about. But that's what can happen with this work. That's what does happen when people are open to it. Now, when she signed up to do flat fees, she had no idea what the result was going to be. And I don't teach flat fees anymore, but you don't know where this work is going to take you. It's going to take you where you need it to take you. And it's truly the most important work you can do. It will change everything in your life in ways that are so amazing you cannot comprehend. Truly, you cannot even comprehend it right now. Okay, take care, y'all. Have a great day. And thanks for watching. Thank you for watching. I know, taking your time out, taking 20 minutes to watch a video. Thank you. I appreciate it. And any interest in working with this, click in the link for the second Saturday workshops or just to book a call with me. Okay, take care.